Dan, back in Drought Update Thursdays, developing quite the cult following around the Central Coast. Dan.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't really have any good news to share with us this week, as we did see some reduction in the drought level, actually some increase in the drought level across the state this week. So let's start with the numbers on the top of the screen there. All of the state in moderate drought or worse, 98% of the state in severe drought, and 60% of the state in extreme drought. All those numbers pretty much the same as last week. It's that exceptional drought number that's gone up. We were at 0.2% of the state last week. In fact, last week was the first week we'd seen that exceptional drought return to the state since basically December. But now we're up to 12%, and that does include some local areas. Let's take a look at the areas that saw the increase in drought status. A huge ring of the basically mountains facing the San Joaquin Valley, all the way from the Central Sierra down across the Grapevine up into the interior southern coastal ranges, or central coastal ranges. Some areas of Southern California as well, a big portion, or a small portion I should say, a sliver of the Mojave Desert, and then portions of Orange County and LA. But here locally, we did see a drought level increase for southern San Benito County, now considered to be an exceptional or the worst category of drought. So we didn't really want to see that happening, but unfortunately, we just didn't get much rain this winter outside of that month stretch in December. And much of the area has seen hot temperatures, which have further dried the surface regions. We don't have a lot of groundwater to work with, and all of these factors combining for our drought situation. Now, it was actually precipitating a little this morning in Salinas. We had a little drizzle out there. You might have seen some in Monterey as well. Domenico's on the Wharf live shot, showing the sun trying to peek back in briefly. So we've snuck some sunshine in there, and that may be one of the first one or two rays we've seen today, as it's been a cloudier day. And the clouds are going to stick around tonight with the ridge moving off and the trough of low pressure arriving here on the west coast. Now, what low pressure typically does this time of year anyway is it helps expand our marine layer. So it was pretty shallow when it started off yesterday. We saw the fog right along the coast. It's deeper today. The clouds have reached further inland this morning. The cooler air reached further inland this morning. And instead of being foggy on the coast, the clouds are kind of above us. Now, this marine layer will further deepen overnight as this trough passes by. Think of it as taking some of the weight off of the top of the marine layer, allowing it to expand. And as it does so, eventually tomorrow we may start to see some mixing in it. So what I mean by that is when the marine layer is shallow and sturdy, it becomes very stable. It's hard to get breaks in those clouds, but once the marine layer gets a lot deeper, starts interacting with the different mountain ranges around here, you get updrafts and downdrafts, and clouds, well, a stable layer of clouds don't like a lot of updrafts and downdrafts. You start to see some breaking. So now we might see a little bit more sunshine tomorrow is the point I'm trying to get across. But in the meantime, overnight tonight, expect those clouds to reach pretty far inland. Can't rule out a little bit of drizzle out there. Some fog possible in the hills and the inland valleys overnight, but will be less foggy right along the coast with the deeper layer. Let's get to the day tomorrow and talk about that now. I do expect the low clouds to hang around along the coast, but I think we'll see a few more rays of sunshine sneaking in between the clouds as they break up a bit tomorrow afternoon. We'll also have some high clouds passing throughout the day, but again, a little bit more sunshine right along the coast tomorrow as this marine layer deepens ahead of the weather system that's coming through. So we look at our temperatures tomorrow. Well, it's still going to be a little bit more on the cool side. We're going to stay in the mid-60s in Santa Cruz, low 60s in Capitola. We'll find some 70s showing back up in the San Lorenzo Valley. We've been struggling to get out of the 60s today, so a touch warmer up in the Santa Cruz Mountains for you tomorrow, and a touch warmer into places like Morgan Hill where you get back to 80. But 60s on the east shore of the bay, still somewhat cool tomorrow, mid-60s in Prunedale, Salinas. These highs just a touch low for this time of year. Over to the Monterey Peninsula, we will see highs in the upper 50s to mid-60s tomorrow. Pebble Beach being the cool spot at only 59 degrees. And then farther south, away from the coast, you'll warm up. We'll see 70 starting in Soledad in the Salinas Valley, and actually may get to 90 in a few spots tomorrow as you get a bit warmer in those southern valleys. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast now, and temperatures will head back up a bit on Saturday, and an actual cold front will come through on Saturday, and as it does so, it should wipe out most of the remaining low clouds. But unfortunately behind it, while I am expecting more sunshine for Sunday and Monday, the air mass is going to be a lot colder. We'll have northwest winds that could be gusty at times for Sunday, Monday, maybe even to Tuesday on the backside of that system. So we're trading off this kind of mild, cloudy weather, although comparatively cooler, obviously, than the weather earlier this week. But it's really not cold necessarily, and it's kind of muggy out there. We're going to trade that off for sunnier weather, but it's going to be colder and windy Sunday and Monday. So keep that in mind for your outdoor plans. Inland areas also, I don't know where those rain sprinkles came from on Friday, but it should just be partly cloudy tomorrow. We'll see temperatures cool cooling off through Memorial Day, a little bit below normal, and then heading back upward next week, Phil.